which is sad because it's not the alligator's fault. It's usually a nuisance person, people feeding them. Once you feed them, they learn to associate you with food, come back without food. You guys are the food, okay? That's why it's illegal to feed them in the wild. Now, what we do here is we do our shows, and if you guys enjoy the show and the bad jokes, as we have our tip jars around the enclosure for, and we use a portion of that money to run the rescue, saving their lives. You appreciate this, don't you, buddy? Yes, he does, guys. As I recall, Gator Boys Alligator Rescue, like sign says back there, because we were not here, they would have all unfortunately been destroyed. We actually rescue about 100 alligators a year. They come to this park first, and then we send them out to one of 5 other parks that we work with. Now, we do not release them back out in the wild. We're not allowed to by law. The law says as nuisance gators, they be kept in captivity or destroyed, because obviously, they're so aggressive. They're really not aggressive. People think they are. People think they chase you. I've worked with gators 10 years. I have never had one chase me on land unless I had a bucket of chicken in my hand, okay? I mean, let's be serious here, guys. Look at it. Who's he chasing with these? Okay? He's not chasing after anybody. What they do is they ambush. They're very good at ambushing. They sit absolutely still like this, which makes them look kind of goofy in here, but you put them out in the mud in the swamp, you will not know it's there. And a 10-foot gator disappears right in front of your face. They sneak very slowly, then they grab something. That's how they hunt. They will never, ever chase anybody across a football field. That doesn't really happen, guys, okay? Now, they do have an amazing homing ability. Even if I took him 50 miles out in the Everglades, you give him a couple of months, they'll return to the same neighborhood they were caught in. That's why we can't release them back out in the wild. And if you want to learn more about what we do, we also have a show on Animal Planet called Gator Boys. You guys ever see the show?
Yeah.
Good. All right. If you've not seen the show yet, check it out. We do film it here at Holiday Park. And if you watch a few of the episodes, you'll see this tall, handsome guy. He looks like this. Now, we actually have new episodes coming out on August 3rd, guys. Now, Gator wrestling, it's not really wrestling. I'm not going to hurt, headlock, body slam them, wear tights or spandex or hit him with a chair. It's none of that kind of wrestling. It's actually techniques used by the Seminole tribe of Florida to capture them, jumping on the back, tying a rope around the jaws, and bring them back to their camp alive. So the way they did this when they were alone is by holding the jaws shut between your chin and your chest, allowing your hand to be free to take out a rope and tie a knot. That sounds kind of crazy. Let me show you. We hold them up like this. No hands.
Oh.
You can then take out your rope tied up around his jaws. You'd have a cotton tie a gator. Now we can even celebrate, play tic-tac-toe with him in the sand. No, I'm kidding, guys. Don't do that part. But the idea is I can do silly stuff like this because he can't open up the jaw if you're holding it shut. Now, if he gets a hold of your arm, guess what? You cannot open the jaw up if he's holding it shut. Okay? Now, here's the biggest question I get all day. Why aren't they all attacking me? I know people do expect them to run over, eat me alive. I survived the first 5 minutes, and people are kind of confused and disappointed I'm not dead yet. When they first come in from the wild, guys, they are dangerous animals that might try to kill me because they think I'm going to kill them. Now, once they realize I don't hurt them, we do an animal-friendly show, they're a lot more calm and relaxed, and he tolerates a lot of this because he knows I'm not going to hurt him. Now, they also know that if he comes over to try to bite me, or if he even looks at me the wrong way, I'll make him do the show instead. You ever go with that? I wrestle every gator in here, guys. They learn very quickly. If they pick a fight with me, I just make them do the next show. Now, does that make them my friends or my buddies? Do we have a bond or a relationship? No. They are alligators. They're not Labradors. They're never your pet. If you make a mistake, yes, he'll rip your hand off. Not think twice about it or have any remorse about it. We actually have one gator right over there on the side, the one furthest over, actually bit my boss right in the head one time. It's on the TV show. Literally bites him in the head. That is my favorite alligator, right back there. Now, if you look at the backside, they have these big bumps and ridges across their backside. Those are actually made out of solid bone. Each one's what you call an osteoderm, means bone, skin in Latin. If you look at my bracelet, that's what's made out of, are these solid bone plates. And if you take a look right behind his eyes, the ears are back here. They actually have little flaps that seal off the ear canal, keeps out water. They seal off their nostrils, even the back of the throat seals off. Although they live in the water, they don't breathe underwater, but they hold their breath up to 6 hours at a time. Now, I've got one more trick here, guys. Before I do it, I want to tell you a little bit about myself so you don't think I'm just some dumb redneck. I see the looks. I do have a bachelor's degree in environmental studies from Florida International University, so educated redneck. Hey! Yeah, I actually do research on reptiles and amphibians professionally. Over the last year, I've been out improving the Amazon, Costa Rica. Last month, I was out in Mexico working with crocodiles, so I've always had a passion of working with the animals. Now, the catch is that working here, I am a volunteer due to liability. That way, if you ripped off my hand, I get a get well soon card. That's it, okay? There's no insurance, no hourly pay. The only money that we make comes from our tip jars, a portion which we do use to run the rescue, but the rest of it pays me for doing the show. Now this last trick is what we call the face-off, because if you mess it up, your face comes off. Now, one last thing I gotta say, do not try any of this at home. I try to make the show funny, even when the jokes are bad. The part that's not funny is when somebody gets hurt. A friend of mine had a very bad bite. This is serious. Gator grabbed his arm during the show, flips him off the back of the gator, goes into a death roll, actually ripped out the bicep muscle down to the bone, and then ate it in front of the audience. That is not a joke. He was hospitalized for several weeks, and he almost lost his life to blood loss. So again, guys, I do try to make my show fun. I don't want to scare you, but the reality is that this animal is capable of removing our arm or taking my life. Now, the other reality is that more people have been bitten in the last 3 months by soccer player Suarez in the World Cup. Yeah, just some reality for you guys, okay? Now, I'm going to set my chin on the edge of the open jaw, and the purpose of the trick is absolutely nothing. Whoop. Yeah, now this one has no real purpose, guys, okay? It's just for pictures. Once we get him to a... Oh. Yeah, he's getting a little bit feisty. Okay, so I'm going to set my chin right here. Nope. That's not it. Try that again. You guys are enjoying the show, right? Hey, I just want to make sure if I get bit in the face, you guys are having a good time out there. Yeah, I get some of those blank stares, you know. I'm like, guys, live show, okay? Not a TV screen, okay?
That's great. Oh my God.
It's your picture.
Oh,
Smells great, by the way.
oh my God.
Okay, that's enough. Guys, thank you very much. All right. Now, as you can see, guys, he does walk away. You know, he's not mean.